are now listening to Lauer Road Radio.
Hey, welcome one and all to the #1 podcast, winter, spring, and fall. Talking sports for the thrill of it all. Hey, talking life, but we're killing it all. Jason and Dan with the master plan. These are dangerous men with the mic in the hand. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. What? Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Yeah. Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Let's get it. What?
At Tanagra, when the walls fell, this is Dan Owings coming at you another time for Lauer Road Radio with my co-host, as always, Jason. I've given you a week to think about it. What would you rather have? $60,000 in $100 bills,
okay,
or $100,000 in pennies?
$60,000 in $1 bills.
Yeah. No, $100 bills.
Oh, $60,000 in $100 bills. Mm-hmm. Or 100,000 and 60
in pennies.
In pennies.
$100,000 in pennies.
Probably $100,000 in pennies.
Seems like a lot of work, you know.
Let's just take it to the bank.
It's just a bucket. It's just a dump. It's a dump truck of pennies.
It's exactly 100,000.
You know, it's $100,000.
I take it to the bank. I would like to deposit this 100,000 pennies.
What do you think happens if you go to a bank with a dump truck full of pennies and say, "I want to deposit this"?
You just write out a deposit
I'll bet they'll
slip.
say something like, "This is going to cost about $40,000 to do. It'd be better if you had $100 bills."
I would like to convert these pennies into $100 bills.
Yeah.
Do we know how much volume that is? How much 100,000 pennies would be?
$100,000 of pennies.
Which is that 1,000,000 pennies?
100,000 times 100? No, I think that's more than millions, isn't it? 10 million?
10 million pennies?
Yeah, I think it's 10 million pennies. 100,000 times 100. Yeah, 10 million pennies.
10 million pennies.
You know, now would be a good time to go to weightofstuff.com.
Yeah. Well, how much is one penny? How heavy is one penny? And then multiply that by 10 million.
We'll say 100 penny weight.
The weight of 100 pennies.
$100 in pennies is going to weigh between 55 and 68 pounds. Why is there such a...
The buffalo penny. The nickel head.
Newly minted pennies weigh a little bit less than older pennies. That's believable.
Yeah.
So let's just say 60 pounds for $100 of pennies.
Okay. Stella, you went to school. Look on her face.
She never listens to a word we say. It says 100 pennies.
Say, how much does 1,000,000 pennies weigh?
Okay.
And then we'll multiply that by 10.
We can do this.
You just add a zero. You move the decimal.
Million.
Yeah, 1,000,000 pennies.
Pennies weight. There we go.
Is how much?
1,000,000 pennies. 2,205 pounds.
Okay, that's not that many. So it'd be 20,000 pounds.
20,000 pounds of pennies. Yeah.
That's a lot of pennies.
I mean, 22,000 pounds. Yeah, it's a lot of pennies.
That's like a couple dump trucks.
Yeah. It's more than a dump truck full.
Yeah, it's a couple dump trucks. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, how much can a dump... No.
I just take the pennies and go to the bank.
You can't go to the bank.
Why?
With 10 million pennies.
Why?
I don't know. Ask our sister. I'll bet she's got a good answer.
I bet you can.
You can't go. No, I'll bet you cannot. They will tell you to turn around and go home.
What am I going to do with these pennies?
They'll say that's your problem.
This is a bank.
You have to go to another bank.
I have money. Mm-hmm. I want to deposit this money. And here's the deposit slip.
Yeah, you're that old guy. You've reached that where pennies are money too. You know what
pennies are money too, in that quantity. Or you just use it. Like every time you fill up with gas, here's 1,000 pennies or 5,000 pennies.
That's what I think is you just make, this is my job now. I
roll pennies every day.
You probably maybe buy
50
some sort
cents
of
a roll
machine that can do it for you or something.
At that point, how much is it?
$100,000.
See that you can't live off of that. That's like 2 or 3 years.
Well, this is why the question. That's why the question I think is good. Maybe if it was a little. At what point does it be okay? $80,000 of $100 bills. 90,000.
90. I would do 90.
90. So it's like worth $10,000 to you.
If I had $1 million in pennies, then that would be my full-time job.
Then
like,
you'd be like, this is just
I
what
just
I
roll
wake
pennies.
up and I roll
That's what
pennies
I do.
every day, and I go to the bank and they hate me there, but this is what I do.
Yeah. I watch Price is Right and I roll pennies. That's what I do all day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then Matlock comes on. So I watch a little
you
Matlock.
roll pennies for 2 hours a day. You think 2 or 3 hours a day?
2 or 3 hours a day.
And that's enough to kind of
get you going. I mean, maybe a day you don't spend as much.
Yeah.
And then next day you got to fill the van
I'm
up
good.
with
I got a
gas.
buffer. I can take a vacation from rolling pennies.
You got like $50 in pennies.
But on Monday, I got to get right back on it. 'Cause I got this. I mean,
I would employ my whole family. We would all be sitting there rolling pennies.
If $100,000 of pennies is, how much do we say? 22,000 pounds. Then 22,000 times
200.
I mean,
there's a lot of pennies.
It's a massive amount. It's like the weight of
a million swimming
Australia or something. Yeah, it's a lot of swimming pools just full of pennies.
Yeah.
I mean, where are you going to put these? That's the other thing.
I'd probably dig a hole in the ground and just dump all the pennies in the hole in the ground. And every day I'd go out with a couple 5-gallon buckets. I'd scoop up some pennies. And I would go in the house and I would roll like a 5-gallon bucket.
You're going to have to build
pennies.
some sort of, fence around this thing. I mean, the public finds
who's going to
out.
steal pennies?
I don't know. I mean, buckets of pennies, maybe.
Yeah, you get a whole bucket of pennies. That's what, like $20?
Yeah.
Is it worth anybody's time?
That's why I think it's such a good question.
Yeah. I mean, I would take the
For me, the number is somewhere around 60,000.
You're giving up
to
$40,000.
I don't know that I am. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't know that it's going to work. I think the expense of me doing all of
it
this.
doesn't cost anything.
The time that it takes, my time is worth money.
Yeah, time is money.
Time is money. And so I might rather make that amount of money, $40,000, doing something else.
What if
maybe I could invest the $60,000 in a way that's going to get me more money in the future.
You could buy pennies with it.
Well, yeah, you could. I mean, you don't buy pennies.
The raw weight of copper from the pennies is probably worth more than the pennies.
Except I doubt that they're copper anymore.
Well, the old ones probably are.
The old ones probably are. Well, then that's a new job. You're separating the pennies.
Old penny. What is that? 1980.
I'm really particular. I need to separate my pennies within the year before I can I have to chronologically. Yeah. Boy, that was a lot of work.
You have like 500 buckets, not 500. You would have like
1980,
50 buckets,
1975, 1996, 2004. Yeah.
And when you fill up a bucket of that year, then you roll them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you could sell it for more, like as a present. You know what I mean? Like you were born in 1983. Here's
$1,000, but you sell it for $2,000.
Yeah, but they're all your year.
Yeah. So there was a story recently, and this was a total.
I'll bet you could leverage the pennies if you were smart into more than they're worth.
Probably
just because of the mass of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen people make flooring out of pennies.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Anyway, what were you going to say? There's this.
There's a story recently. This was a complete. Jacked up thing to do, but a father on his daughter's, the day before his daughter's 18th birthday, the mom and dad were divorced, backed up a truck and dumped the remaining child support in pennies on their front lawn because he was just angry at the mom. It was obviously a hostile environment. Yeah. So it was just all pennies. Dumped them all.
So many pennies.
Like, what a jerk.
I mean, yeah.
This is
that to your ex-wife.
Yeah, not your kid.
I get that.
You get the kid. Yeah, the ex all day.
Yeah,
all day.
I would hate my ex-wife. I've never had one,
but you would
hate her. Not have one.
Well, I mean, the future's a long time.
But though not all exes hate one another. Some seem to have good relationships.
Yeah. As long as the kids are involved.
All my exes
live in Texas.
No, it's messed up to do to the kid. There's no doubt
Totally
about it.
jacked up. I mean,
Yeah.
what type of... it's...
I mean, on one level, you're like, that's kind of cool. But on the other level, you're like, nah, you know. But maybe the kid hates the mom, too, and they were in on it. She's like, yeah, Dad, do that.
Yeah. She helped.
She's been really difficult lately or
Yeah.
something. That's got to be...
It's just jacked up.
Yeah.
Like, stop. What are you doing?
I don't know.
Honestly, parents should never, ever put kids in the middle of arguments, fights, any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Unless it's about the kid. And then maybe that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But
I often pick the kid that is most likely to agree with me.
Yeah.
And then
It
bring
eases-
them into the argument.
it eases the argument for
Yeah.
you.
It's always Michaela, because she's just going to disagree with Erica just because she can, you know. So, Michaela, what do you think? And every once in a while,
Yeah.
like once in a blue moon, she'll disagree
flip
with
it.
me.
Yeah.
And that's when I just,
That's it. I'm out.
yeah, that's when I want to just dump a bunch of pennies in her room,
And
you know.
you just go on an 8-mile walk.
Mm-hmm. Which I did yesterday.
Yeah.
I just kept walking.
Yeah.
I just started walking. I was listening to Narnia, and I said, why don't I just keep walking? See what happens.
I think Fellowship of the Ring would have been a better thing to walk to
Oh, yeah.
because they were on a journey.
You know, I started listening to The Hobbit because I'm almost done with The Hobbit. And it just depends on what mood I'm in.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't keep my attention. So I jumped over
Narnia's good.
Narnia's great.
Yeah. Big fan.
Big fan. All right, Jason, what do you got?
I just finished listening to Animal Farm.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like third time through it.
Do you know who the narrator is?
Sounds like Simon Vance, but it's not.
Simon Vance.
Yeah, it's a British dude.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the name. He said
Okay.
it. I don't remember.
That's fine.
It's excellent.
Animal Farm?
I love Animal Farm.
Yeah, it's great.
Fantastic. I think
It's if you want to read 1984, but it's a bit much for you, read Animal Farm.
I like 1984.
1984 is great.
Yeah.
Animal Farm is just a little
Simplistic.
more manageable.
It's more manageable, yes.
It's also telling a different story, making a slightly different point, but there's a lot of similarities.
He was far beyond his time. He saw...
C.S. Lewis enjoyed Animal Farm and was kind of on 1984.
They're both good. So, what do you want to talk about?
That's your thing. You are the one. I already brought up the penny thing.
Oh, okay.
You know, so you're always the one that
So I
brings
want
the
to
first thing.
talk about board games.
I got stuff to talk about.
board
though.
games.
Okay.
Board
The
games.
Mount Rushmore of board games.
Yes.
Monopoly.
Stop. First, is Jenga a board game?
No, there's no board.
How do you define a board game?
A game that is played on a board.
It's got to have a board.
Yeah, it's got to have a board. Is euchre a board game? No.
It's a card game.
Yes.
Yahtzee.
Yahtzee is just the dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a dice game. It's not a board game.
See, before we go too deep, we should define this.
It's a game played on a board. I don't know how else you could define it.
I just want to make sure. Ouija?
Yeah, that's a board game.
There's a box that we have, and all the board games are in the box. In this box
How
also
many
contains...
of those board games have
Jenga.
all of their pieces?
Well, currently the one, all of them.
Really?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Not easy to do.
Okay, so Mount Rushmore of board
Games.
games. Now, iconic,
Yeah.
not favorite.
No.
Okay.
Iconic.
Monopoly. Clue.
Okay.
It's Clue.
No, I think we might end up kicking it off. I'm not sure.
Scrabble.
I think Scrabble
Yeah.
definitely belongs on the list.
We got one more.
Well, there's a lot more out there, Jason.
Life.
Life.
I'm not a fan of Life. Like the
Just
board game. Both.
Okay.
Real life and the board game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the afterlife.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole thing.
We should make a board game called Afterlife.
Ooh.
You know, at the beginning,
Yeah.
instead of going to college or not going to college,
You
it's
choose
going
heaven
to
or hell. You go the hell path.
Ends immediately. Your game does.
Game over.
Or you could do the purgatory, the third option.
Well, there would be like 7 levels of heaven, right?
Sure, if you say so. I don't know.
Monopoly.
Monopoly.
Clue, Scrabble. Stella, do you have anything immediately?
What about I'm thinking like kids games like Candyland,
Shoots
things
and
like that.
ladders.
Shoots and ladders. Checkers. The other thing that I immediately thought of was Risk.
Oh, I love Risk.
Well,
but
I love Risk too,
I
but
don't know if it belongs.
It's pretty iconic. Trivial Pursuit, that's a board game. Is chess a board game?
It has a board.
It's played on. It's like the original board game.
Over checkers?
I guess checkers is older than chess.
I would say so.
Well, that's what they said in
Chinese
the thing.
checkers.
I don't know how to play Chinese checkers.
I don't either. Go?
Go's a board game.
Yeah.
I mean, this might be like Go, chess, checkers, and Candyland.
That's not it. But
Sorry.
yeah.
Connect Four.
That's not a board game.
Not a board game.
No.
Backgammon is a suitcase game. Not a board game.
I don't think it's exclusively played in suitcases.
I think it is. Have you ever seen backgammon not played in a suitcase? Because I have not. It is only played in suitcases.
I don't think so. I think I've seen boards that fold out that have the backgammon triangles.
Is Battleship a board game?
Yes. What about Guess Who?
Guess Who? Oh, no.
What?
It's not
You've
a board
got
game.
a board, and it's got flip things that flip up and flip down.
That's not a board. That's a flip thing. I don't think that's a board. I don't think that's a board game.
Guess Who?
Guess Who? Sorry.
Yeah. Trouble. Double Trouble.
I mean, this is difficult.
Okay. We only get one more. It's Monopoly.
No.
What?
No, we still need to think about this.
Clue is on it. Clue is so iconic. Monopoly, super iconic.
Monopoly,
Scrabble.
definitely. I think Scrabble, definitely. I think chess has to be on there.
Above checkers?
Yes, I think.
See, I
above
feel like
checkers.
if we go chess or checkers, you get one.
Chess.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Okay. I mean, they didn't make a Netflix movie about,
Yet.
checkers.
Have you ever seen Gideon play checkers? They could make a whole doc on that.
Okay. Well, I think chess belongs on there.
Okay.
Monopoly,
Scrabble,
Scrabble,
chess.
chess,
And I'm going to say Clue.
and you're going to say Clue above Risk,
I like Risk better.
above Sorry, above Candyland, above Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah, it's above all those.
Have you ever played Settlers of Catan?
I've heard of it. I've never played it.
I've played it a couple of times.
And?
I played it for the second or third time last week. Now, it was the first time that I've cared or paid attention to it. You know what I mean? Like the first time I was like, sure, I'll play. But I didn't really, I just rolled the dice and said whatever. I wasn't paying attention. This time I actually paid attention. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
People that play that are all about
People
it.
love it.
Yeah.
There's expansion packs. There's all sorts of different
Apples to apples?
vision. Not a board game. That's a card game.
I'm just checking. It comes in a box.
It comes in a box.
It'd be a
It's
box
not-
game. They should
comes
call
in
it
a
box
box.
games. Instead of board games, they should rename it box games.
Well,
Because then it would cover everything.
except for backgammon, which is a suitcase game.
The Mount Rushmore suitcase games.
Well, I mean, it's backgammon's number one.
Yeah.
Number two is
Ex-wife.
where.
Yeah, it's suitcase. I'm leaving. It's-
Okay.
It was a joke. It was supposed to be a joke.
It's the second. Okay. Trying to think of games that involve suitcase. I mean, you could play there's probably maybe some kind of strength game where you chuck the suitcase
like
so a distance.
discus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe kick the suitcase.
Powerlifting.
Powerlifting.
You put a suitcase
There it
on
is.
2 bars and you lift it up.
Yeah. So there it is. I'm just not. For some reason, Clue does not trump all of those.
I think Clue is it. Clue's super iconic. Super iconic. They even made a movie about it.
Yeah, well, they also made a movie about the Mario Brothers. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean the movie was
It's not
good.
a board game. And they didn't make a board game about Monopoly.
Are you sure about that?
Like Doc's not a
Wolf
movie.
of Wall Street.
That's not. No.
Wall Street.
Yeah. That's not Monopoly.
Street.
No. No, not even close.
All right, fine.
It's Clue.
Okay.
Okay, listen. If you have a better idea,
Please
tell us. Tell us
Jason there's
your
one.
Mount Rushmore of board games.
Ours is
in
Monopoly,
the comments. Yeah.
chess.
Gosh. Listen, you get 4.
Monopoly.
Yes.
Scrabble.
Yes.
Chess.
Yes. Clue.
I would do Risk.
No, it's not more iconic.
I
Clue.
think it is. It's
No.
it's a game of world domination, Jason.
Listen, I love Risk. It's my favorite. I love Risk, and I always win.
I almost want to put it's to me it's between that and Shoots and Ladders. Shoots and Ladders
Let's
is
do
right there
Shoots
too.
and Ladders.
Can we?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great.
Okay.
Shoots and Ladders, which is an insanely frustrating game.
Yes.
Because you make it all the way, and then you hit that long ladder on the top level. You just want to punch somebody.
Let me little dad advice right here. You ready for this? Okay. Are you watching? You listening? When you're counting, you get like a 6.
Yeah.
Listen,
That's messed up. What you're about ready to say.
You're playing your kids. You got to win. There's something called the double tap.
Yeah, I know the double tap, Jason.
Listen.
You're my older brother. I know the double tap.
Here's the double tap. If you don't know the double tap, you're on a square. You can hit your square as number 1.
Yes.
And then go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
If you just want to end the game.
Well, if you're gonna land on a slide and you're gonna fall, then you double tap to avoid the slide. Or if you need the ladder, you can double tap to get to the ladder. Now, if you don't, you just count normal, right? This is the double tap. It's a solid method.
Yeah.
And I win like 90%, 96% of the time.
And the way to do it is like every single time, you always are going to tap that first square.
Yes.
But you're not always going to count it.
Correct.
So you'd be like, and 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes. Yeah. You tap the board. And so there's so much going on.
Yeah.
There's so many dynamics.
You know, it's just a stupid kid, so they don't
Your
know the
6-year-old
difference.
doesn't know any difference. Yeah. Now you call them out if they double tap.
Oh, you definitely call them
say
out.
that's
And they're
a
like,
double
but
tap.
you did that. Like,
No, I didn't.
are you calling me a liar to my face? Get out of here. The game's over.
Go to bed.
I'd never disrespect my dad like that. Never. Who raised you?
He would double tap.
Dad? Are you kidding?
Jenga. So we started playing Jenga a couple times.
Jenga's fun.
I love Jenga. Jenga's fantastic. And it is so fun watching Teddy play Jenga.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. He giggles, he laughs. It's pretty great. And watching Gideon play Jenga, he does exactly what I do. He goes to make it the most unstable as possible. So you can pull
Chaos.
out the side. Oh, he's all about the chaos. And so you pull out the bottom pieces on the outside where it's just stacked one on one on one.
And then
on
the
one.
whole time the thing's just... Yeah.
He pulled one out the other day and the whole thing shifted. And we played the rest of the game and it was on a 3/4 shift. It was fantastic.
Insane.
Yeah. I love Jenga.
You ever played Giant Jenga?
I really want to. I haven't.
Oh, really?
Have you?
I would have thought you had. Yes, of course I played Giant.
Do you have
Jenga.
a set of Giant Jenga?
I know a guy.
Okay. I would like to play Giant Jenga.
Okay.
We should do a special, Lauer Road Giant Jenga.
I can't imagine it won't be the biggest thing that we've ever done.
Board games.
Board games. That's your thing.
I love board
You just
games.
said board. You don't have anything else to say.
No, I wanted to do the Mount Rushmore board
Okay.
games.
So I realized the other day that when I am in a store, Walmart is the one that jumps to mind.
You are compelled to steal something.
Well, I mean, I'm not compelled.
I am.
Is it a habit?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, bad habit. I mean, I don't steal. I mean,
You steal things you need
yeah.
and want.
Uh-huh. No, I wonder, though, if the people that work there think that I am obsessed with looking at myself on the security camera. Like, 'cause
Like
they
at the
got
checkout.
the TVs, there's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
checkout, there's the high ones,
Yeah.
that show like the overhead shot, and then there's the one right at you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just looking right at you where you're doing the self-checkout thing. And I can't stop looking at myself, and I think it makes me look guilty, and the more guilty I feel, the more then I look at myself.
Yeah.
And
Your eyes get real big.
uh-huh.
And then you don't want to make eye contact.
And I'm like, when I scan something, I'm like, right here. Bloop. The whole thing, bloop, one, So, I don't know.
That's your thing?
Yeah, that I
Is there more to that?
I'm obsessed with looking at myself on a security camera at Walmart or any security camera. I'm like a child.
The other day, speaking of looking at yourself,
Okay.
I went to Stella's room, and she has a mirror that's 4 foot by 18 inches.
Nice.
Something like that. I brought it downstairs, and I laid it horizontal on the ground, propped up next to the ottoman.
Mm-hmm.
And the dog went nuts.
Yeah.
The dog didn't see me put it there.
Mm-hmm.
And when the dog comes around the corner and sees
Caught a glimpse of
itself,
itself.
could not figure it out.
What's a dog doing in here?
It was barking her head off. She went nuts. She walked around the mirror, couldn't figure it out, walked around, barked at the mirror, walked around, looked, couldn't figure it.
Dogs are stupid.
Well, that's what I wonder.
Mm-hmm.
They say that like dolphins are self-aware.
Yeah.
And dolphins recognize
Themselves
in a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
What other animals do you think are capable of that?
Octopus,
No, I don't.
field mouse,
I don't think octopus. I think
rhinoceros.
No, are you crazy?
And
Chimpanzee.
hen.
Chimpanzee.
Chimpanzee?
Yeah. Orangutan. Or are you just going to throw all the monkeys under one umbrella?
Every monkey I've seen is stupid, from chimpanzee to chimpanzee. They're all dumb.
They throw their own poop.
Yeah.
I love those videos where the monkey smells the poop and
Yeah, no, that's classic.
falls backwards.
There's a great Simpsons episode where where Homer and Bart become YouTube sensations with
Okay.
these short videos where they're fighting one another.
Yeah.
And the guy, I think John Mulaney plays the guy. He's like this internet guru, and he comes in to kind of like help them monetize this. And he said, "I'm the guy that made the monkey finger poop thing, whatever it was, popular or whatever." And then they show the video, just their cartoon version of it.
Yeah.
And Homer can't stop laughing, and
Yeah.
it's really funny. They keep on showing it over and over again.
I love
Yeah.
that video.
It's great.
I could watch that.
I've never watched it enough. You know what I mean? I've never been like,
There's
enough.
never going to be a day.
Sometimes there's a show, like we were watching a lot of Sherlock at one point. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, it's enough Sherlock. I don't, there's literally never been a time where I'm like, I don't want to watch that one more time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the monkey. Yeah.
Never. I watch a lot of things.
Uh-huh.
I watch like woodworking videos on YouTube.
Do you ever watch those videos where like they're in the Amazon and he digs a pool
Oh, I love those videos.
and like he makes like a little hut?
These
and a
guys
little
are
pool.
awesome.
It takes like
little,
3 days.
tunnels and then
Oh.
just like digging it out. Everything's by hand, these guys. It's cool.
That's in a time lapse.
Yeah, it's on a time lapse, of course. I'm not sitting there for 7 days. And he brings like the water to it, like one handful at a time. And it's like, where are you going with this? Like, what is happening?
Yeah.
But it's super compelling. And he's not wearing shoes.
Yeah.
You know, he looks very hungry.
Yeah. he could make a garden, but he's making a pool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I'll bet
I
he's,
saw one guy make a hot tub. We had a fire pit in a thing with a hot tub.
Yeah, I've seen it. Mm-hmm. Have you seen the new Alone season yet?
No.
Oh, there's a hot tub moment in it.
Is there?
The guy's an idiot. I mean, guy's a flat out idiot.
happened?
He found an old boat and he made a hot tub out of it. It was like day one. It wasn't even cold yet. And he spent, I can't imagine how many calories he burnt trying to turn this.
tub.
Now, did he succeed? Yeah, he kind of succeeded. And he got in, he's like, that's nice. And I'm like, for what? You know what I mean? Like,
He built a hot
everybody
tub.
else is like building their structures, you know, that they're living in with the tents. They're out there fishing. They're making gill nets. They're, hunting and all. And he's building a hot tub.
Out of an old boat.
No food, no shelter, and he's in a hot tub. He's an idiot.
That's pretty great.
Yeah.
I do like that show.
That show's great.
Netflix, watch these shows with us. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Netflix, watch these shows with us. Netflix, Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus, or maybe Amazon Prime, or something like that, like YouTube. Or we don't want to put a box around what you watch, so you never know.
Jason, what is your Netflix suggestion of the week?
Loki. Brought to you by Disney Plus.
Okay.
Releases every Wednesday.
Do you like Loki a lot?
As a person?
Just the character.
The actor?
The character of Loki.
I like Loki.
You're a fan of Loki.
I'm a fan of Loki.
Does your wife like Loki too?
Yeah.
I'll bet he likes both of you.
Stop. I can't stand it. Are we going to get into that?
What? The fact that that you and your wife both like Loki and he likes both of you? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's to get into.
I don't know this to be true.
Well, I read it on the internet. Facebook news feed. I mean, not just some random site.
Check it?
Not just some rando,
I mean, it was Facebook.
Comic book guy in his basement, This is Facebook news, Jason.
Say no more.
They would not
completely understand.
I'm the only one that loves you, Jar Jar.
It's like you're Marvel and I'm DC.
Comic book guy is fantastic. That's 2 Simpsons references tonight. I might make that my suggestion of the week. Anyway, I read on Facebook's live, feed or whatever, that Disney has gone ahead and confirmed it. Loki is their first bisexual character. So
I cannot tell you how much I hate this.
Wow.
A lot.
Wow.
They're
Really?
shoving this crap down our throats. Stop.
I mean, they've been doing these movies for a long time and never had a gay character, and they finally...
He's an established character.
Mm-hmm.
So in the history of all of Loki,
Yes.
has this ever been a thing before?
Well,
No, they just changed him right now.
Yeah.
Like he just made up his mind. Man, I'm done with this. I want to do this.
Yeah.
Stop. If you want a bi character,
Okay.
create a brand new one.
Yeah.
Don't change an existing one. And they didn't do it to Thor.
Hey,
You know why?
because he's a chick magnet.
That's right. They're not going to do that to Thor. They'll do it to Loki. Don't change Loki.
Would you rather they change Thor?
Yes, 100%. Because then I might have a chance.
What?
I'm just saying,
Listen. What?
God of Thunder? God of Thunder?
Are we talking about God of Thunder? Okay.
I can't stand it.
I know.
So on that same...
It's so woke.
Listen, before we get into Loki, did you see the story of the transgender woman-man thing?
I almost lost my mind.
That is going to do weightlifting in the Olympics.
Oh, no, I didn't see that one.
Yes.
I saw another one.
No.
You say yours and I'll say
Okay,
mine.
listen. This guy who lived 40 years of his life as a man...
And the Olympics are allowing this now.
Listen, I'm telling the story.
Tell the story.
This man, he's currently like 42, 43
He's a
years old.
dude. He's got more testosterone than you and I.
Listen, his whole life, dude,
Born a dude.
weightlifted as a dude.
Weightlifted as a dude. Went
Right?
to the bathroom, standing up.
We can only assume. I mean, I don't know. I mean, everybody does things a little bit different, whatever. But he's a dude, okay? 2 or 3 years ago, transitioned to a female, is weightlifting as a female.
Oh, but he's
And-
crushing it.
He is crushing it.
Yeah.
And the only requirement to get into the Olympics is his testosterone level has to be at a certain level.
Okay.
This level, from what I've looked at, I'm not an expert,
No.
is 10 times higher than the average woman.
Okay.
The level of testosterone is 10 times higher than the average woman.
Okay. So all he has to do is hit that, and then they'll let him
And
in.
he's in. And right now he's in. He's in. He's
And I'll
going
bet
to.
he's crushing.
He's doing very
Is he
well.
breaking? Is he breaking records?
I don't know.
He has
Listen,
to
I'm
be.
not following. He's like from New Zealand or
I
something.
feel like I can lift more than the average female weightlifter.
No, they're pretty strong. Listen,
I lifted a piano the other day.
by
so-
yourself?
It was another guy, but there was a time when I had most of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Piano is not light.
No, it is not. So like where they clear the weight and they get under it and stand up.
Yeah.
I think there's a 200-pound difference between what the man record is and what the woman record is.
200 pounds, that's all?
Yeah. So like
I would have thought it was more than
the guy record is like 580. I think the girls is like 380 or something like that.
That'd be 200 pounds.
It's something like that. But I mean, that's a significant difference.
Yes.
But this guy's doing this like on average. Mm-hmm. You know, he's competing with the world record women on average.
Yeah.
This is stupid. This should not happen.
Well, there's another one. So this year in the Olympics is going to be the first time that BMX biking is in the Olympics. Whatever. That's fine.
That's fine.
I got no problem with that.
Yeah.
So one of the female competitors that now he's the third in line. Apparently there's two ahead of him.
He's an alternative.
He's an alternate.
Alternate.
Yeah, but I'm guessing maybe the U.S. just dominates in this or something. So it's like, you know, if he did get in, which I guess is up in the air right now, whether he's going to get in or not, he has a chance to win.
He's a guy.
Is a guy that's transitioned into a female.
So he's competing as what?
A chick. He's in the female division.
Okay.
And he said that if he wins, he will burn an American flag on the stand, well, on the trophy stand or the medal stand, that he'll stand up there and burn an American flag. So
what an idiot! The country that allows him to compete as a woman,
hey, he wants to.
He's going to burn that flag.
Change for this racist, misogynistic, patriarchal, awful America that exists, and you and I are the worst of it all. Because we're even having this discussion, I guess. And
I don't care. Mm-hmm. I really don't.
You don't. You just don't care anymore.
I don't care anymore.
We used to be, Jason, we used to pretend like we didn't have politics. We used to say...
Well, this is not political. This is like common sense. Dude, 40 years of his life is going to compete as a female.
Yeah.
How is that political? If anything, the feminist, which I'm not... pro-feminist.
I'm pro-strong woman.
Yeah, but that's not feminist.
No.
The feminist should be shouting louder than anybody that you're letting dudes into our competition. Mm-hmm. You're allowing men to dominate women's sports. Mm-hmm. The left should be going crazy.
Should be losing their minds.
Losing their minds. Why would we live in a country where we allow men to compete against women?
I don't know.
Now, listen, if it was the other way around, go for it.
Fine.
If you want to be a woman and compete against men...
If you can, I'm all for it.
That's right. It can't go the other way.
If there's a girl that's good enough to play in the NBA, bring it.
Do it. Yes.
Do it. I mean, I'd be super
100%.
impressed.
Or
That'd be
baseball.
Awesome. Or
anything.
Anything. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they can't.
No.
So, you know.
Someday it will happen. Mm-hmm. But... the other direction should never happen.
Why is it that there's never been a female chess world champion that has beat the men?
Because guys are smarter?
That's the obvious answer.
I mean, guys are thinking on a three-dimensional level, and girls tend to think
on like a
more simple.
sync level.
Like... cup, bowl, fork, knife. Wash,
I mean, they get about
try.
that far, you know, and then
they're done.
And then it's like, I'm so confused, you know. So,
pour myself a glass of wine. Yeah.
And the other day I said, because Levi likes to be ironically sexist, which I do too. He gets it from me, and he said something about it. And I don't know. Then we got on the and Michaela was starting to get upset at him because he was saying some pretty sexist things.
Yeah.
And I said something about I don't know, about women voting or something like that. And I made a pretty compelling argument against the right of women to vote. Now, I don't actually ascribe to that.
Yeah.
But I said, in a perfect world, women wouldn't vote.
Yeah.
And she was like, what? And I was like, well, listen. In a perfect
Before you
world,
knock it.
now listen, hear me out. Do I need to talk slower so that you can understand what I'm saying? So I made
Your emotions are making my case.
Yes. I mean, what if you go to that ballot box and it just happens to be the wrong time of the month? I mean, anything could happen.
You're obviously over-emotional right now. So...
yeah, and I find that kind of logic works really well.
Yeah.
When a female's being emotional, is to call them out on it. That's what I do.
It's amazing you're still married.
Do I need to go to the store and get some product for you, or, because I'll do it.
That's super sexist.
I'll drive because you shouldn't.
Listen, we all get emotional from time to time.
Everybody does.
But it happens to women more.
Maybe men are more like Vulcans, where we feel all of the emotion.
Oh,
we're just
it's more
better at
intense.
suppressing it.
Oh, I suppress emotion. I have to.
I'm suppressing emotion right now.
Yeah. It reminds me of the commercial, similar train of thought. The guy's riding on a lawnmower, and he's like all happy. He's like, I'm in debt up to my eyeballs.
Yeah.
It's like you've got so much stuff buried deep
Listen,
down.
I'm good at that. I'm really good at that.
Just bury it
every once
deep
in a
down.
every once in a while, one kind of like rises up. You're like, "Argh, get down, you know.
Yeah.
Cheeseburgers, you know. I don't know, whatever. Those kind
I
of things.
eat my emotions.
Some people I've found are the kinds that when they're going through like depression or grief, they lose a lot of weight. I am not that person.
Yeah.
I put it on.
Yeah.
When I'm sad, I eat. When I've had like a victory and I want to celebrate, I eat.
See, I've told that. I'm a
when
stress
I'm
eater.
bored, I eat.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm a stress eater, and I'm a celebratory eater.
And I'm a bored eater.
And I'm a bored eater.
Anywhere in between, food is the proper response.
I love food.
It'll put me in a good place.
Yeah. I think we should have been hobbits.
We might be. I don't know. I've got hairy feet. Have you said your Netflix suggestion of the week?
Loki.
Oh, Loki.
And then you went off on the whole
I'm
bi
sorry.
thing. So the whole Loki thing, my kids could explain it better than I could, but at some point he picks up the Tesseract.
It's just when you like men and women. It's not hard to explain.
Listen, I don't understand all this. I'm an old man.
I don't know why.
Get off my lawn.
Sorry.
Loki somehow...
I'm sorry, the Tesseract.
He disrupts the timeline.
Yes, and then Owen Wilson shows up.
Yes.
And
I love Owen Wilson.
He's all like, wow.
I really like what you did there.
It was good. That was good, Jason.
Loki. Disney Plus. I like it. It's good.
I only saw the first episode. I'm not against watching the other episodes.
Yeah.
I just haven't done it yet. So
Releases every Wednesday. What's your Netflix?
my Netflix suggestion of the week is How I Met Your Mother. It's all right.
I don't like it.
Have you ever seen it?
I've tried.
I've watched. Once you get to know the characters, there's one. The guy Marshall. I don't know the actor's name. He's
Yeah.
the taller guy.
Dark hair.
Yeah, I don't know. They're all darkish hair, I guess. He's really funny.
Okay.
And I want them to make a show with just him because he makes me laugh. The other ones don't always make me laugh, but it's a show that my wife and I watch together because it makes me laugh sometimes, and it has a romantic thread that runs through it because the name of the show is How I Met Your Mother.
Right.
We're on season 4, and he hasn't met her yet, so I think there's like 9 seasons. So
This is Doogie Howser.
well, he's in it. He doesn't play the main character. The main character
Is he Doogie Howser in it?
Yeah, Doogie Howser's in it.
Okay. As Doogie Howser.
No, but they make a couple funny Doogie
References,
Howser like references that are funny. The main guy is the voiceover is Bob Saget, so that's not bad. Everybody likes Bob Saget, don't they?
Do they?
Jason, it's Sunday night.
Yeah.
Okay, we did this last time. It's
Yeah.
Sunday night.
Yeah.
It's warm outside,
Why is it always warm outside?
and it just is. The windows are open.
Why are the windows always open?
There's fireflies. You can see them.
So it's July.
It's dusk.
Yeah, July.
And there's fireflies. You know,
Yeah.
It's Sunday night.
Yes.
It's warm outside. The windows are open. The ceiling fan is on.
Yeah.
Popcorn is popping.
Uh-huh.
You're in your room playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1, and you're stuck on that level where you can just see the van, you know, and you're lost. You don't know what to do. And all of a sudden in the background you hear, "We've got laughs from coast to coast to make you smile." And you're like, "Is Funniest Home Videos on?" And then you run in the living room,
Yeah.
and then you just laugh with Bob Saget at people getting hit in the crotch. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Maybe that's my Netflix suggestion of the week.
America's Funniest Videos.
It's somewhere.
Well-
Only the Bob Saget version. I don't want the other versions.
Okay, so
Tom Bergeron, give me a break.
I don't even know who that is.
Take your Tom Bergeron and go. I want Bob Saget. I once auditioned for America's Funniest People. Did you know that?
No.
No, it was.
Did you make it?
No, it was a train wreck. It was not good.
What does that entail?
Were
you on stage?
It was at
There's
the
a
mall
video?
in Marion.
Yeah.
And there was a table of people, and you got in line, and then you did your thing in front of the people.
What'd you do?
I think I did an impression of Julia Child. I'm pretty sure. I thought it was gold. I was like, this is good stuff.
How old were you?
I was probably like 8 or 9, I would say. Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember this.
Well, I did it. It was at the Marion Mall.
And they didn't think you were funny.
Mom said that my Julia Child impression was hilarious. It's possible she was biased. I don't think so, though. I think those guys are jerks.
You probably could have came up with a better routine.
Am I gay? Julia Child. It was, whoa. I don't know what I did. I just saw it on TV once.
Yeah.
Mom was watching Julia Child.
And you made fun of it.
I made fun of it. You know what I mean? I couldn't even remember what it is. It's just, this kind of, and she laughed and said, that's really funny. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay. So I did it some more. And then America's Funniest Home People, what's it called? America's Funniest People?
Yeah.
Is that the name of the show?
I don't remember.
That was with Cut It Out guy.
Joey.
Uncle Joey. And I found out, and I said, Mom, remember that thing that I did? Take me to the mall. I'll do it in front of them. I'll be on the TV show. And they didn't even let me finish.
Ooh.
They're like, we're good.
Yeah.
We've already had a lot of chubby 10-year-old kids coming in here doing a little.
That is Marion. So.
But it's Julia Child, so.
That's pretty bad.
I might be bitter.
Okay, so I have another Mount Rushmore.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have more stuff? What's your Netflix? Oh, America's Funny Videos. Listen.
Yeah.
I was going to say this. You interrupted me.
Uh-huh.
They actually have a Facebook channel.
Okay.
And there's lots of videos on their Facebook channel.
I don't care for that.
It's good. It's funny.
I like them to be segmented. I like to hear Bob Saget in the background.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like to then get to the point where there's the 3 finalists, and they're sitting in the crowd, and you vote, and then you and your family argue about which one was the funniest. And I don't even know why that was there. There was one earlier that was way funnier than all these 3.
Yeah.
And you have that conversation, and then you see them win, and Bob Saget goes and interview them, and they have the baby with them, but the baby fell asleep, you know, and they're like, that's what I like.
He holds the microphone. Sometimes a kid grabs it.
Yeah, I can just YouTube guys getting hit in the crotch, and I can watch those videos. I don't need the Facebook.
And I do.
And I do. I could,
Frequently.
but
Yeah.
I like America's Funniest Home Videos.
Okay, that's fine.
On
Whatever.
a Sunday night, it's warm outside.
Yeah,
the
there's a
windows are
window,
open. There's fireflies floating in the background.
You got popcorn.
Our sister's in a room, not coming out,
eating a Easter bunny.
eating her Easter bunny, and that was a long time ago.
Not this Easter.
Yeah.
The previous Easter.
She's reading a Judy Blume book. Did I get that one right?
Nancy Drew.
Nancy Drew. Judy Blume, I
don't
think
know
is a
Judy
thing.
Blume. I don't know what that is.
I think she wrote something about like blueberries or something.
I don't know.
Amy,
Strawberry
if you're
shortcake.
watching, and you're definitely not.
Do you have something else?
Jason, I have
lots.
so many things that I could talk about.
Do you have anything good?
No. Judy Blume, American writer.
I don't know who that is.
I'll tell you her books.
Do I care?
Super Fudge.
No.
You remember that one?
No, I don't remember that.
You don't remember Super
No.
Fudge?
Is that where everything they touch turned to chocolate?
That was the golden touch
The golden
of
touch?
chocolate. It might have been that.
The Midas touch.
Judy Blume, I can't believe I remember that. What do you have to talk about? I can talk about a random dad that I saw in Kroger with flowers.
Let's do it.
You want to talk about the random dad
I'll
that
save
I saw?
my awesome thing for next week.
Oh, we only get a couple of minutes.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Well, there was a guy.
Is this worth it?
I don't know.
Okay.
You tell me.
Okay.
We'll do it.
I will.
And then if it's not good, we'll go back and re-record it.
We'll just cut this part
We'll
out.
cut
and
this
edit
part
it.
out. Our show is highly edited.
Yes.
I drank a seltzer water earlier. I have to burp. Oh,
Random
okay.
guy at Kroger.
So,
Flowers.
and I just felt bad for him because he obviously, the end of this flower journey was not going to be pretty. This guy did something wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he was a dad. Maybe it's the dad that dumped the pennies on the yard.
Yeah.
And now he's feeling bad about it. And there was just a look of desperation on this guy's face. Like and they weren't even good flowers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were like carnations, you know? And he thought, he had a glimmer of a hope that whatever the stupid thing that he did, it wasn't Mother's Day. You know what I mean? It wasn't Valentine's Day. It wasn't, you know, it was a bad thing. He's forgotten a birthday or anniversary. He's done something stupid, and he thinks that this
is going to fix it.
Kind of poor bouquet of carnations is going to fix it. I mean, I was just sad when I saw him, and I almost pulled him to the side and be like, "Hey, man, like, let's go get something different." You know what I mean? Let's go. You know,
hey, bud,
come on. What do you got going here?
Hey, champ.
What's going on? So, I saw a random sad dad at Kroger's with flowers, and I felt bad for him.
The random person I saw recently, I was getting ready to go into a bathroom, and there was a single stall. And as I approached the stall, some kid did the poop run into the bathroom. Go ahead.
You did that.
I let him ahead of me.
Wow.
I left.
You're like a saint.
Listen, been there, done that. It's not fun.
Yeah.
When someone's doing a poop run, you let them ahead of you. You let them complete the job.
I sent you a good GIF earlier this week about that same situation.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It was good.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's a show.
That is a show. That was pretty good.
I think it was pretty good. You want to record this time?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay.
All right, this is Dan signing off for Jason, reminding you.
We really do need to record.
There's no way I'm re-recording any of this. Reminding you to always keep your stick on the ice and never wear the blue sweats.
Sit, Boo, sit.
Good dog. I have spoken.
Yeah.